Welcome back to this once-in-a-lifetime trip to the Galápagos Islands. This 14th video will be to North Seymour Island. This eastern Galápagos island is formed by the Earth's tectonic crust uplifting from below sea level. Several of our science students share their favorite things about the trip. And the Galaxy crew entertains, and even Miss D dances. While waiting for the pangas to arrive from the Galaxy, we observe the sandalwood forest, which stretches from Seymour's southern shore. As the science team hikes up the cliffs, we observe a great view of the channel between Balta Island and Seymour. Although it was a dry landing, it was tricky to make it from the moving panga to land. This landing location is known as a fascinating spot to observe swallowtail gulls, blue-footed boobies, and frigatebirds. There wasn't enough time to properly record, but Jaime noted that the ocean depth at this spot drops sharply. Out 500 meters, it reaches about 500 feet, then quickly plunges to over 6,560 feet. Very deep.
So we're going to walk inside the island. We're going to see this. So sometimes, some years, at this time, it's everything is dry, everything is dead, and it's good for the blue-footed boobies. Now, some of the blue-footed boobies are not seen, just they stay inside the trail because you see it in an open area, and it's not the same around the sides. And to be careful, it's kind of difficult the first part, with some rocks. We have very nice view. We're going to see some. We're going to go inside to see those babies, frigatebirds, and I can see one from here. It's in the bushes over there, a white one. What we have here is males, 4 or 5 males sitting on the nest, and then females show you the male. So males are nesting around that. They are building the nest, and when the females come, they open the wings like the first egg we saw. They open the wings and then they attract them that way. And then females stay sometimes for 1 or 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If the nest is very good, they stay there. It is not a good house, so they leave the area. So that's what we're going to see in this part. The whiteheads are babies around here, and we have normally 2, 3, or sometimes 4 males together in one spot just waiting for a female, or some of them are nesting now. So they nest all year round here on this island, and we have the 2 species of the frigatebirds in Galápagos.
They're mating right here.
Dr. Purdom, we have a letter from Scott, and he wants to know, what is your favorite island and why?
Well, I have two favorite islands, Isla Lobos, which was the first island that we visited, and I just loved seeing the sea lions and the blue-footed boobies and really what you associate with the Galapagos Islands. And then today, we're on North Seymour Island, where we have a lot of the frigatebirds with their really large, red pouches. And so I've really enjoyed seeing that and the blue-footed boobies again.
We have a letter here from Tamika, and she was doing some research on the Galapagos hawk and kept on seeing the term genetic drift. Can you explain what that word means?
Yes, genetic drift is usually associated with small, isolated populations, and that's what we see with the hawks because they don't fly long distances, and so on any given island, those hawks will breed with one another and only with one another. And so what happens is we talk about their genetic makeup becoming fixed, so there's not a lot of variation because they're just breeding with one another, so they're drifting genetically towards a specific genetic makeup because of all the inbreeding.
Dr. Purdom, we have a letter in from Anna, and she was doing some research on the Galapagos penguin, and she had heard some people saying that it could be an example of the founder effect. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yes, with the Galapagos penguin, we don't see a lot of what we would call genetic diversity. And basically, they all have the same genetic makeup, or very similar genetic makeup. And one of the reasons for that could be that there was very few individuals that came to these islands, very few individual penguins that came here and started the populations that we see today. And so that's why we have such small differences between them, because that's what we call the founder effect, because there's just very few that founded the population.
Look at the little iguana here.
Hey, Jaime.
Iguana here is one of the few places in Galapagos that they survived the El Niño because they were small.
My favorite thing about the trip was definitely snorkeling with the white-tipped shark yesterday. What was yours?
Well, I really enjoyed that too, but I think I also enjoyed seeing the Poi Hoi lava formations. I really love the designs.
One of my favorite things to see on the islands has been all the different lava formations with the Pahoi and the lava. How about you?
Well, one of my favorite things is actually what we saw last night with the baby sea turtles swimming around in the water.
Oh, that was really neat.
My wow for the Galapagos Islands was seeing how the mockingbirds worked together with the marine iguanas and told them when a shark was nearby.
My wow for the Galapagos Islands was seeing all the blue-footed boobies dive into the ocean. I learned that they dive down under their prey and come back up.
My favorite thing that was during this week was the owl and the hawk that we have around Bartolome. I think it was very nice because I didn't think it was going to come too close.
My favorite thing has been learning everything I can from Jaime, who is a walking encyclopedia.
So guys, I really love seeing the sea lions today. They were so cute.
They're precious.
So I noticed how the mom had a bunch of different babies, and that's actually because the mom can have one baby every year, but the baby nurses for about 3 years. So you'll see like a bunch of different babies with a mom.
Okay, that explains it.
Wow. So did you guys know that the moms and babies recognize each other by scent and by sound? And you know what's really sad? If the mother dies, the other moms won't accept the babies.
Oh, that's so sad.
So the really young babies will actually die after 6 days of being on their own.
Caitlin, that is so sad. I love them. I noticed when we were swimming with them, all the babies are so cute and playful. Like when they're in the water, they'll kind of like wrestle with each other and everything. But the moms, they also love those babies. They are so protective of them. Like if you get near them, they're kind of going to growl at you.
Yeah. Well, I kind of noticed they were making like a coughing noise. I mean, I wasn't sure if they were sick or not.
Oh, they're not sick. That coughing noise is actually to get all the bacteria out of their body. It's a major fingerprint. It's amazing how they can, it's actually to help them from getting sick. So
wow.
They might sound it, but they're completely well. Oh. And then it's also amazing because they look like they're continually crying, but it's actually just to excrete the salt from their body.
Wow.
I know. Now, okay, I know we've talked about a lot the mothers and the babies. So let's hear something about the males. Michael, do you know anything on that?
Big hoo-ah males.
Yeah.
No, but actually what will happen is in a single area they'll have one dominant male that is over all the other adult males, and he will be in charge of protecting them. We've seen them be very protective and a little telling us to get away. And so they're very protective of the areas where they're nurseries, is what it's called. But they'll actually share their hunting grounds and take groups from other ones to help hunt in a single area, even from other nurseries.
Wow, that's amazing and so smart.
Yeah, they're incredible creatures.
They are. Hey guys, I was reading in this book about the Galapagos Islands, and apparently there are 7 zones on the islands. And they are the littoral or coastal zone, the arid zone, the transitional zone, the Scalacia zone, the brown zone, the Myconia zone, and the pampa or fern-sedge zone.
Wow.
That's a lot of zones. I know.
Yes, and isn't Santa Cruz the only island that has all 7?
Yes, that's true.
Oh yeah, and then we heard there's 6 only on San Cristobal.
That's true too.
But there are 3 of them on most of the islands.
Yep, on most of the islands, there are usually only 3.
So what are those 3 called that are on the main islands?
The littoral or coastal zone, the arid zone, and the transitional zone. Those are the 3 that are usually found.
Oh, okay. So what about these others? Tell us about them.
Tell you about them.
I don't know if you can cut just before she said
Then we're going to pause and I'll be able to cut. I'm going to have to reframe
Like, can you elaborate?
I thought you were telling us that I was like, what?
Oh, blooper there.
Oh my god.
Someone burst of laughter.
Okay.
that is supposed to be the end of it.
Oh my god.
Well, we can freeze right at the just before she said so. So what about
We're like,
It was a perfect run through other than Mary Catherine.
Como traguita bien, desde estaba temprano, orgulloso, organizado, miro al mundo contente y solo más pienso en ti, contra los huyendo, no voy viendo, el cerca una chiquilla, levantamos de comprar, pago y si no,
I have some erased.
Saw them talking. We saw them at that other island.
Yeah, it's all I
We saw them nesting, but we didn't previously, so we've got good footage. And that's been looking more tomorrow.